We should always just do stuff when we've had. Honestly, we're a lot more productive when we've had no sleep.
Share your screen. All right. Oh, I think we're always more productive.
I would say I don't give a crap, but I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I'm less self conscious. I don't know. It's like
well, it's just something whenever your mind's turned off because it's always turned on. It seems like you tend to overthink things and just.
That fudge really turned my mind on.
Well, fudge is good. I'll tell you that right now. Was that homemade fudge?
Yeah, I was playing with a purple triangle in my head.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you that right now, buddy. Bang Bang says, "Hey, Misha."
Hey.
Once we get a little more full in here.
Yeah, I guess we said it in the video, but we're both going on 2 hours of sleep. Me because I was up doing the family stuff, which you know about, and you because you got sprayed with a skunk.
Try to turn this over.
Ooh, do we have smell-o-vision? They can smell that.
It's really bad in here. We'll tell that story here in just a little while. Got you 5x5. Colossal JT. Pour me a cold one. Holy crap. Look at that bar. Yeah. You guys can pay us and we'll start taking shots of any of that. So.
I don't know. Sometimes with you, I think they might have to pay you to quit.
Yeah, you'll have to pay me to stop. That's why I'm drinking water.
He's comatose. Stop him.
Leave the kid alone.
You gotta bring that bottle now to my brother. You promised.
Hey, that's some good stuff.
He won't remember.
Well, it's like a peppermint schnapps.
I'm gonna tell your wife. She'll keep you alive.
She always does.
You know how much better you got after you got married. And I'm saying that as someone. I'm the exact same way. Like.
I think it done us both to find someone completely. To kind of pull us, kind of ground us to reality.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was depressed, but it gave me a reason to like try think about the future is more to the present. It's like okay, I've got a family now. I need to think investments.
Well, we're both selfish people, and yes. When you have somebody tell you it's not okay to always be selfish, it's okay. It's good to hear that. I'm gonna.
The one person I'm not selfish with is Peanut the cat.
What does Misha's shirt say? We do need to read that. So get over here.
Just take it off and.
Yeah, do it. What a terrible era in which idiots govern the blonde. Leave it to Misha to have the coolest shirt on the planet.
My wife, actually, my wife buys these shirts for me. I mean, she always says, "Yeah, you mind it," but no, I let her do it. I figure she has to live with me, so she can dress me however she wants. I don't care. As long as my clothing is clean and doesn't have holes in it, I am happy.
So, CJ, I actually have a sweater, so don't give up on me over there too. And Steven, we got your question there. We'll start.
Sweater? Like Bill Cosby?
Yeah, he knew. I had to. So it was really hot. You know, we're in the South, so it was like 150 degrees here. So they're coming out of the closet. Yeah, see what I did there.
No.
Matt said hello, Misha and Fox. Hello, Matt. We'll let it start filling up, and we'll really fill everyone in on our day to day, and how interesting this has been.
I'm trying to get that many groups, but I'm amazed it worked. But like you said, you thought I was canceling, and it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, when the phone rang early, I just assumed you were.
Well, that's what I mean about him. He's had a rough knock of it. But when things are going well, he really, even when things aren't, he's never let me down. But when he's on, he's really on, and I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to have reliable people.
Well, it means they care. Like, I get it. We all have down days. Me and you both do too. But even though it worked out, I needed to come down and see family and stuff, and it was good to get out there and see him.
No doubt. Billy says, "Wow, a live one. Now this is rare. Wow, the gun gurus are lives from Powerful Preps. Powerful Preps really cracks me up. I feel like, and I'm not just narrowing one commenter out here, but that was one I had to work on with acceptance of me being on the channel. So thanks, Powerful Preps.
I don't know if you read the title or the subject. We're not going to talk about guns. We're going to talk about smashing pumpkins and pets.
Yeah, this video is all related to cats, dogs, smashing pumpkins. That's really
for those who don't know, Smashing Pumpkins is historically my favorite.
Sean John, yeah, the Smashing Pumpkins is fantastic. Yeah,
I know that there are better bands.
Yeah.
But they came out. They were like the soundtrack of my teenage years. Like every song.
Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins. I caught the tail end, but my version of Smashing Pumpkins for I feel if there's any millennials out there was definitely Blink 182. I feel like Blink 182 is the millennials version of Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, I dated a girl in college for a minute who really liked them. And yeah, they're cool. I remember when I was in Russia at the end of '04, they were like huge over there.
Oh, I can't imagine. Their Untitled album, millennials back me up on this, that was like the best punk, rock, pop album I think I'd ever heard. Untitled, I think it was 2004. So that would make sense.
Yeah, that's I think it was Untitled that was playing.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That
sure
and their cover of the Cure love song.
Oh, that was fantastic, man.
That was all.
Which, while we're talking, sorry that the dogs are in here, so it kind of is animal related. But the cover that Smashing Pumpkins did for Stevie Nicks, that's fantastic too.
I had a friend in college. He was older than me, but really cool guy. Also gay, but he had a huge gay crush on Stevie Nicks. Like that was the one person that could turn.
I mean, dude, if you're gonna have a crush on someone pre 2000,
I am
Stevie
not
Nicks
judging.
would be good. I'm a
very, very talented person.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think. Did they get home?
No, no one's home, but he thinks he hears somebody. So we got our pets.
Maybe he found another scope.
We got our pets. Yeah, when we get filled up in here, we'll tell everybody's got to stay for the interesting story.
I can't wait till we do this. I just get slowly but surely covered in more and more cats.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Oh yes. It's kind of
mayonnaise. Dude, mayonnaise is a weird.
Vogel certainly thought so.
Tree Haven's in here. Shout out to Tree Haven.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, come on now. So for the 40 people that are in here, go follow the Tree Haven channel. It's a good friend of ours. He's a local Ozark mountaineer.
You guys are probably gonna see him coming. We just agreed he's gonna build my cabin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, third contractor is the charm because that's why it's taken a year. Is the first two for different reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, good people. Tree Haven, give them a like and follow. You'll be seeing some more of them. The future of the channel. Tommy says thank you for your content on the PSL. It was a lot of help to me. And
PSL's a really cool gun. They were always really underappreciated when they came in, and it's sad that they're so expensive. But they still really are a great gun for what they are.
PSL.
I've been wanting to do a 7.62 and bring that out, bring the Dragunov out. You know, just because you love Mosins so much.
Mosins are my favorite, man. The more Mosins, the merrier. They're like a Christmas gift that gives all year round.
We need to start making little memes and just like when you say "fuck this gun," just put it down anytime Mosin comes up.
That should be perfect. It's just like anytime we say "fuck" on the channel, it just puts a Mosin gone.
I've used that clip of you doing that. That day was with you and nephew.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's like, I love it, and you're like, I'm so happy you fucking do.
Warsaw Patriot, my favorite song from the Smashing Pumpkins was My Love is a Winter. Good stuff. So Sean says Alice in Chains, which is a fantastic band.
Yeah. I've got their, unfortunately, really limited catalog, but yeah, when Lane, it wasn't just that we lost Lane, but like the deterioration was just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I think that and Requiem for a Dream convinced me very early on I was never touching heroin.
Dude, Requiem for a Dream was one of those I watched in high school, and I didn't know whether I should be on drugs while watching it or not be on drugs while watching it.
I think the ending would kind of confirm which way.
Well, yeah, but you don't know that whenever you're watching it.
No.
You're kind of wondering, like, why am I watching this? Slayer.
But then again, isn't that the way of drugs? It seems fun in the beginning.
Definitely.
And at the end, you're like, oh, crap.
Sean says Pantera. No doubt there, man. Dude, they're fantastic workout music. I had a group of buddies that was all about Pantera, but they also like Metallica, and I never got Pantera until years after high school when I would either run or lift heavy weights. I'm like, okay, there's a place for Pantera. But
yeah. One of my high school friends who you probably know, he was really big into Pantera.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's just, there's only so many hours in the day and so many bands, and Well, I could definitely get into some. I mean, another one of my favorite bands was Nine Inch Nails, so I definitely could do heavy.
Right.
But on the other hand, I really love string instruments and even classical. So
Mhm.
it's like I only get so many heavy songs in a day before I need like some violin in my life.
Oh, I agree. A little Mozart.
Or even like Frank Sinatra. Really
Dude,
like Frank
Sinatra's
Sinatra.
great.
We played it at our wedding. Not you and I's wedding, but
You had him come back to life, and he was there.
it's like Weekend at Bernie's.
O'Leary says dreams really do come true. Yeah. Chris Bull says, what kind of dog do you got? I have an American Akita. Oh, come back in here in a minute. Since you asked, we got sprayed by a skunk last night. So I do a lot of this at night here.
And then you decided to try to give him a bath in the bathtub.
Yeah. We were out playing with our night toys and we both got sprayed by a skunk, more so him, but then I can't smell, so my senses are really bad. So I bring him in the house and the whole house just immediately gets destroyed by a skunk smell. And it's a long story, but yeah, he's an Akita.
Oh, yeah. We all know skunks. Not fun.
Yeah, exactly. They suck. CJ says we all know that Fox was listening to Limp Bizkit. This dude must know me because hot dog flavored water may have been the soundtrack of my life in junior high school.
I remember I was, I guess, a freshman in college and had a Limp Bizkit CD, and the girl I was living with, she was like, "Why do you have this?" And like, it was a different time.
Because deep down she knows it's good. I feel like if people hate on Limp Bizkit, it's because they're just they missed out on a good era for like 30 minutes. It was really good.
Kind of like what I think of Smash Mouth. And kind of, I don't know.
Well, they were hype songs.
Oh, Offspring. That's what I was thinking.
Dude, Offspring was fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, they had that moment where they were just like it. I'm not saying they lost it.
No, I know what you're saying.
It was just like that.
They were the craze.
Yeah, and it was great. Like every time we had a party at the cabin, that CD was coming out.
No doubt. No Doubt was also good one too. No Doubt was fantastic.
I have a memory about No Doubt that I probably can't share publicly, but it's, let's just say, someone who we both know very well did something to the school about a girl he really liked who used to sing No Doubt a lot in talent shows, and they got in trouble, and I knew when to skedaddle. Also, do not use high strength epoxy on a school bulletin board. They don't like that. You know who it is.
Oh, I know exactly who it is. That's why I'm laughing. Guys, what we'll do, we're just free flowing through this. This is obviously the first live stream.
Test.
Yeah, we're test running it. Stay in here for a minute. We'll get into questions and everything you guys got through here. So I'm gonna start going through the list. Marsh says, "What's up, guys? Will you keep the black box videos going?" Most definitely.
Yeah.
You want to touch a little on that?
If people want them on the Mishaco channel, I don't. The reason, and I find them kind of relaxing. Like doing that one on my personal channel last week was actually very cathartic.
Black boxes Misha loves, so as long as you guys like and comment on them, I promise I'll keep them going. Powerful preps, carbon steel or cast iron for cooking. Cast iron all day, baby.
Iron.
Dude.
I've got some old skillets.
Keep in mind for those, that was definitely Powerful Preps who asked. Cast iron all day because me and this guy have great grandparents that passed this shit on. So we've got original cast iron.
Yeah, like I inherited my grandmother's house with her complete cooking skills. And I found out the secret to her famous potato soup that she made everyone in the family when she was sick. It was her like cooking pot. Like we never could make it as good as her, but it had at least that signature little under flavor.
Well, there's just something about a seasoned cast iron skillet. I mean, we'll go real south for you and let you know how deep we are here, but like you cannot mimic the season of a good cast iron skillet. It takes years. I mean, like, and what's cool about a cast iron skillet is you can throw that damn thing out in a barn and 100 years later get it, Scotch-Brite that dude, clean it, and it's good to go. And there's a huge myth you can use Dawn soap for washing too. So you know, they say you're not supposed to, but I follow these forms. They say it's okay, but that's like saying I get it, dude.
I think I'd rather just hang it outside and maybe let the wind blast it. I don't know. I'm real sketch. I mean, I get it. They have to be cleaned at some level, but I don't know about Dawn soap.
I mean, I don't scrub. They say as long as you don't scrub it.
Okay, I guess.
Luke B says, I've recently come to terms with CZs being a hipster guns. I don't care. I just like them all.
Like CZ pistols?
Dude, first off, who gives a shit what it is? If you like it, love it, and rock that.
It's funny he mentions it. Just yesterday, Jay emailed me saying that he picked up a CZ. I forget on like P01 blah blah blah.
Mhm.
I should get him to do a video.
Yeah, you should. I don't know a whole lot. I know about the Scorpion because that's my Night Rider.
Yeah,
But
I'm in the military guns.
yeah,
I don't know the comp. I know they're nice.
they look really comfortable too. So Luke, fill us in on that too. Mark Lawrence, are you going to get an AK-50 if Brandon ever finishes it?
I'm assuming that's an AK-50 BMG.
Yes.
Yeah, no, because I don't know if I'm going. Okay, being serious, there aren't many safe places to shoot that around here.
I mean, I can make one.
I guess.
I'll tell you what, you get one, and I'll make the safe place to shoot.
How about I make a safe place and you get? I've already got that mountain out there.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Great, you lose.
Nah, that's true.
Now, I don't know. We did that Barrett video with the M82. That was a lot of fun, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, and of course, like $5 around now too.
And that's if you don't get one that's going to blow you up. Making chili here in Seattle, which you guys could join. Hope it comes out okay.
Chili, Seattle seems like the perfect place.
I was laughing.
chili.
It does. Seattle and chili.
I haven't been to Seattle in a long time, but I remember the fish markets there and just like basically being able to point to the fish off the boat and go, that one.
That
Make it
one,
into
yeah.
Sushi. It's awesome.
Alec F1 saw Stone Temple pilots twice in Tulsa in the 90s.
Yeah, there's another one. I
That's a good
that.
one. Stone Temple is fantastic.
Definitely.
Brock Smith, Misha got an AK-50. That would be awesome. I agree. Let's pop that one up. Top O negative. I was a massive Weezer fan until Maldoror.
Yeah. Remember when they included the video with Windows 95?
Yeah. I never got into Weezer. I don't know why. They just seemed something was off. It didn't hit my taste buds.
For me, it's just there's not enough. There's. It's a good thing there's too many bands. I would hate to be like, well, there's only 5 bands in the world. I'm glad there's more bands and there's time in the world to listen to it. And when I get into a band, I like to really dig into the catalog. I'm not just buying the greatest hits.
I got so burnt out on music over the last few years. For those listening, I was a DJ for 15 years, so
I get
it. It was like the only thing I enjoyed listening to were like struggling indie bands that made good music, and it's cool. But like you said, there's so much good music out there that why not, taste them all.
And I'm pretty eclectic. If I like something, I like it. There's some pop I like. I'm sorry,
dude.
Who doesn't like bust
like
out some Journey at midnight when you've been drinking?
Journey isn't pop. Journey is like classic pop.
Well, I know. I wasn't.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. But let's say
it's 6 p.m. There's like 2 Journey fans in the room, but by midnight, the whole
room is. Well, it's like you can't not. It's kind of like Summer of '69. You've heard the song 7,000 times, but I promise if you play it right now, most people are gonna just hum it or sing it. Gen X.
I've had Gary Newman stuck in my head all day.
Well, you always do, man.
I love Gary.
That's your guy. So for the 70 people on, this is a good one. Misha's favorite artist is Gary Newman, which you got me into Gary Newman.
Solo artist Gary, and I really love if you want to hear a really inspirational life story, check out. There's an excellent documentary on YouTube now about him that came out a couple of years ago. But what a great life story, and he really turns the stereotypical rocker on its head. He's the opposite.
Well, and you could have threw the talent multiple times too, and just kind of.
And not only is he a great musician that was a pioneer of instruments and stuff, he's a really accomplished pilot and just only married once. Seems to really love his kids. Never really had an issue with drugs. There was that one interview he did with his wife where she said "fuck," and he's like, "Language." And it was just so frankly adorable to hear a rock star. And he will cut. He's not a prude, but it's just. And you don't expect that when he's coming from the same country as Ozzy Osbourne.
Dude, Ozzy's great too.
Ozzy's awesome.
He's like a dude that
in his national treasure.
I would have Ozzy's the kind of guy that I could have hung out with in all stages of life. I mean, may not be alive. I don't know how he is, but he was cool in every 10-year group. Like even now, he's just be a cool person to
Who do
hang
you
with.
think could hold more booze and drugs, Ozzy or Keith Richards?
Keith Richards, bro. Keith, because he's still doing it. Ozzy's at least home. Keith is still
That's true.
out. Keith was selling out shows like 2 months ago. Keith all day. The Rolling Stones are just that. I don't think they're good. We need to think about how we leave this world for Willie Nelson and Keith Richards, because those two assholes are going to be.
You know who's biding his time in the back is going to beat them all? Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr, man, what a silent little killer back there, just living life.
Man, you can tell that guy has just done so much stuff. He's just kind of.
He's at Sid Barrett stage.
He's barely touching into life.
Yeah.
But what's great about him, he loves it.
Well, of course he does. It's Ringo Starr.
I just wanted to play some drums.
That's
great.
Gen XJ says, "Hey Misha and Fox, I just got a Wasser UF on layaway. I decided to bite the bullet and spend almost $1,000 on it after watching your video. Are underfolders really that shitty to shoot? No.
Not really.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing, or you want to shoot.
And don't feel bad about it. Here's a story about the Wassers. Back, in the mythical days when Wassers were $300, which, to be fair, was a very brief period. Either way, back when the fixed stock was 300, the UFs were at least 500, and we thought, oh God, that's they were nearly double.
Right.
So when you consider that regular Wassers now are what, 700-800, $1,000 for an underfolder is actually not bad.
Mm-mm. Well, and it's a Wasser, and if you're meaning by shitty to shoot, if you have other guns, it's actually going to be kind of a joy to shoot something slightly different. But my underfolders all have scopes and optics, and after a little bit of practice and tinkering around with, you won't notice anything big about it in the beginning.
And if you do, maybe try a different pistol grip, try a different muzzle brake.
That would be the first thing I change is your pistol grip, because a good Hogue grip. I like Hogue, got big hands. You may choose something different. Yeah. But even like an AR-15 style pistol grip goes a really long ways on underfolds. So, good point.
Speaking of guns, and I'm sure everyone knows this, but we can't show guns on live streams. Otherwise, we'd bust them out. Sorry.
We can do all kinds of cool things on live
Ironically, we
streams.
can drink our heart's content, but we
yeah,
can't show guns.
Definitely drink. Let's see. Alec F1 arrested at a 9-inch nails in Norman. Alice in Chains got booed off the stage at the Slayer concert in Colorado in the 90s.
When? What year?
Yeah, I'd like to know more on
early or late, like when Lane was already on the decline, or
there's a lot going on with Alice and in Chains, especially in the late 90s. So
it seems like he was such a nice guy, just he had demons and
dude, have you listened to the music? That's what I don't get about people that like when artists do weird shit like bite heads off of bats. It's like, have you listened to what they talk about when they write music and make it? Like, no sane person can write "Man in a Box" and not do some weird shit later in life.
Well, it's trying to exercise things. I mean, you don't. If they were stable, they'd put on a suit and be a 9 to 5 insurance salesman. I mean, it's.
Well, there's anything wrong with that.
No, nothing.
I'm gonna sell you some insurance.
How about?
Anyone listen to the new Beatles song today? Well, no. I know for damn sure I didn't.
We've been out in the mountains, so we haven't listened to anything. I don't think we've even seen anyone in a couple hours.
I didn't even know the Beatles were making new music. I'll have to explain more.
Maybe it's an older one, re-release. I know that they redid one of their films last year. That seemed pretty cool.
Looks like Fox is doing his best impression of Hunter S. Thompson. That's one way to put it. He was my idol, and I have an entire library of books over here. But actually, I bought these for $4 for iPro when I was out on the other side of the country last week. Gen XJ. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with some of the comments here. I think Hunter S. Thompson, too. I've heard of tomato juice gets rid of the skunk smell. So let's talk about that real quick. They actually make a product that has, peroxide and some other chemicals in it. I think the tomato juice was a myth, but this product, I had to wake up first thing this morning and go to PetSmart, and buy something, and it's still rough. He's a big dog, so he's very furry. Milled AK is the most durable rifle on the planet.
I would say to that, and I love milled AKs, but when's the last time you heard of a stamped receiver AK failing. I mean, I think it just comes down to how well it's done. I guess back in the day when U.S. receivers were kind of new, I saw a lot of incorrectly heat treated milled receivers in the U.S. like over hardened or over soft. Nothing now they've nailed it down pretty good.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I guess it's the flip of the coin, depending on
Well,
which
and a
one.
good example is the Sam 5. Look at the issues with the Sam 5.
Yeah, it's a milled AK, and look at what happened. Gwen always wins hot. Yes, Gwen was. Hey, what's happening? All alive? What? That's Robert A.D. He's my man. He always gives good shout outs. Matt Morrison. The Kids Aren't All Right was a great song. You Are Right. Offspring was great.
Yep.
Gen XJ. Hey, Fox, did you get that hat with the Marlboro Miles? Yes, bro, I did. Actually, another local buddy of mine did and gives me all of his Marlboro swag. So let's see. Fried taters and cast iron, Luke B. You are correct.
Oh yeah. Taters, a little bit of pepper and onions.
The same. This guy says we should make an AK out of cast iron. That's so
They
true.
did that in the Khyber Pass.
I do too.
I don't know if that North Korean AK isn't far off.
Let's see what Kenny has to say. I hope you guys do more videos on stuff from Mac Arms. Mark builds a lot for me too. Misha, you've inspired me to get a Beretta 3844 built. I always enjoy your videos. Thanks for making them.
You're not going to see anything good out of Mac Arms. I guess wrong. Mark has a terminal illness. I'll just leave it at that.
Sorry to hear that, and also
Yeah,
sorry
he's been a great friend of mine for a long time.
Yeah.
But I will say his wife has been gone for a while, and he's been able to spend the last few years with his daughter. So he's at least been done. And he basically bought a mountainside and has been hanging out there doing what he wants to do. Dude used to work for NASA. He's pretty cool.
Rough news, but hug your loved ones, people. Baseplate says PTC is better than Glock 19. Changed my mind. I mean, if the word Glock 19 hasn't already changed your mind, then there's nothing I can do for you here, brother. What is a PTC?
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's probably one of those dope moments, but
it's not ringing a bell. But if it's better than a Glock 19 and that's what works for you, the best part about guns is it's just like bourbon. What works for you and what you're comfortable with, great. I choose the Glock 19 because literally everyone I know that has beat the living hell out of theirs still has theirs and swear by them. And now I can say I've done those same things. But yeah. I've been listening to his black box vids for a couple of years now, and I really, really get good info from them. CJ Nobler. Love your channel, Misha. You see more with your hands and firearms you discuss than most people who have use of their eyes. It's really incredible. You have a gift. Thanks for the passion. That's from Will.
Honestly, I think really what it is just paying attention, like taking time and just really. And I'll be honest, usually it's not on the first attempt, but sometimes what I'll do, like right in the black box, is sit out on my swing and I'll just have a gun in my lap, and I've done this for years. It just kind of go over it, take it apart, and you do that. You kind of learn new things, little things, not big things, but it's kind of fun.
Well, Misha, and you guys know this because you've been following him for so long, but he has the ability to be able to retain so much information. And I mean, you can tell this guy numbers, and I can ask him a week later, and for the most part, he can tell me.
Well, I had to. When I was in school, laptop computers weren't really that. I mean, I had to learn how to keep stuff in my head.
So let me put this in perspective as someone that spends a whole lot of time with Misha and what I've noticed. Shout out to the live streamers for getting to hear this. But when I'm with Misha, I've noticed for, let's say, something gets set down, we can just set something down and set down and then look at where it's at versus Misha has to remember everything, where something was placed, where something was put on a gun. Everyone watching this video right now, we can lay a gun on the table and for the most part set back and analyze it versus he has to remember where every part actually goes versus we just can look and see where the parts go. And I think that's what gives this dude a computer of a brain. And
it sounds that it's like the fuck with me and move shit around. It's kind
I
of
do it all the time.
it's actually hilarious.
We
I remember once my friend Ace, I dropped something on the floor. He didn't say anything, but he sat there and watched me look for it and go around it in circles for a while. And he's like, I heard people do that. And I'm like, thanks, but it was funny. So I was like, it happens.
Misha has what I call the
now I just have a magnet going.
Yeah, the levitating hand.
I love it in videos, and you see it more in my personal channel. They're like, "Oh, he's like fucking the gun with his hands," and my response is, "Obviously, you don't have blind friends."
Yeah.
And yes, I am fucking with my hands. It's great.
The same guy, I can't pronounce his deal, says, I'm thinking about getting a milled AK for shit hits the fan, but it seems 739 is a dead round and I already own.
No way. 760 there now.
Dude, it's a NATO, yeah.
I get it, the foreign ammo,
yeah.
but someone will fill that gap.
You can't say it's a dead round when there are Americans just here in the South that have millions and millions of rounds of 739.
Well, and millions of guns. How many AKs? How many SKSs? Even a few like MiG 30s and stuff. There's way too big of a market for that. Now 5.45. I'm not gonna say it's completely dead, but that's a true niche round.
I will chime in and say if you already own a bunch of 5.56, don't spend the money to buy a whole new caliber plus ammo. Just train with your 5.56. The whole shit hits the fan. I need this gun just in case. You're honestly going to do yourself more harm than good if it's not a gun you're familiar with, you've never trained with. The way I look at it is ammo is too expensive to be rebuilding a collection and starting with new ammo this day and age. But yeah.
Although, at least 7.62 does kind of have a purpose. Like, it does kind of fill that niche in between, like, 308 and 5.56. I mean, it's a broader round. The reason, like, Finland stuck with it instead of going to a small caliber high velocity was it does better close range and, like, foliage and undergrowth.
Well, the reason I've always liked 7.6 by 39 is where we live is under growage and foliage and woods. And I can tell you right now, after killing several deer with 7.62 by 39, it's really reliable. And I've reached out, 150, 200 yards pretty easily in the woods with 7.6.
Yeah, because around here, realistically, yes, 7.62 by 39 has a bit of a limited range compared to some other rounds. Around here, though, you're not hunting and shooting out past
500 yards,
that's
really.
That's a stretch.
Yeah. Really and truly, the average person that hunts here on private or public land is all within QCB close quarter stuff if you want to get technical. But yeah, don't give up on
sometimes the smaller lighter rounds can be deflected by a relatively small branch.
For sure. Yeah.
Whereas 7.62-39 can just usually truck. And that's more me relaying what the Finnish FDF discovered, not just me. Yeah, they did some tests in the 70s and it's like, we're going to hang out with 7.60 by 39.
Well, and it's hard to say, too, it's not around because there's going to be American manufacturers, I'm sure, eventually pick up production of 7.62 by 39. I couldn't see it just only being an import.
No, I mean, Palmetto State says
they're going to do it.
And they bought the stuff, so.
Yep. So this comment caught my eye right here, but Simon Rubino,
those eyes.
Yeah, flaunting these eyes, said he likes Deftones, and that is probably my favorite rock.
I do have some Deftones.
Yeah, dude, that's my shit right there. Every bit of it. There's not one bad. Be Quiet and Drive, maybe a song I listen to entirely way too much, but Over Your Head, Wasp, Saxon, Maiden, Squeaky Cooler's got some good music here. Let's see here. Have y'all ever thought about operating a physical gun shop?
I don't really know whether it would pay for itself. The insurance, the liability.
Let's back up, though. We entertained it about 6 months ago, just because there was a potential opportunity. And then we laid it out on paper and was like, your life, my life, channel.
For me, it was location. It wasn't, if it had been more in an area where I thought we'd get some traffic, I would have, because the money was right.
The money was right, and it was going to be somewhat fully furnished, and we could have both kind of went in on this and probably benefited us, but location was rough. It was not in a prime spot, and which is probably why the price was so good. But I mean, at the end of the day, starting a gun shop this day and age, are you really doing it for money? I mean, that would be a tough investment.
Well, that's why I've kept mine small. I thought about going, but I'm like, okay, if you do that, then you need employees, then you need insurance, and then you do this.
Mhm.
At least when you're a sole proprietor, what you make is what you make.
Right.
Whatever, plus whatever the government takes away. But if you go, it really does get exponentially more because you're having to pay someone a living wage.
Mhm.
And right now, when things are slow, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
You can't just go, well, it's slow today, don't come in. Employees don't like that.
No, there's something weird about that. Minus the beer and Deftones. Bear and Deftones. Don't forget Nickelback. What happened to the
Oh, trust me, I can't forget Nickelback.
Nickelback is probably a band that a lot of
You
people
know what?
think
I bet
about.
they're very nice guys.
I mean, they made a shit potload of money
Yeah.
making some good songs, bad songs, whatever you want to call them. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Baseplate asks, what happened to the Hungarian SVDs?
Nothing. They're here.
They're chilling.
I mean, a couple of batches came in. Everyone complained they were too expensive, but that's what they were. FEG defense in Hungary was full of bullshit, which we kind of knew all along. Yeah, and then of course, where they were getting the stuff from, we all know, decided to go off and do their things and make themselves a social pariah in the world. And I don't know if they can get stuff from there anymore. I don't know. But it's awesome that we got them for even the brief time we did because that's that many more than we had before.
Good way to look at that. Let's see here.
Honestly, the only reason I got mine is because Rob Ski told me to. I called him and was like, hey, they're in. I don't really want to get one. He goes, get one. I'm getting one. Oh, okay, Rob.
I'll get one then.
When someone like him tells me to do something, I'm going to listen to him.
Charlie says, please come to Clash Bash.
Hey, you were the one last year saying we're going to come. I can't drive, so talk to this guy.
So, Charlie, we're really going to shoot for it. This year, I pretty much sworn we were going to go, and man, life got really busy. We both travel. I travel for my full-time job, and sometimes things come up, but I promise we will be there either 24 or 25. It will happen.
I have a request.
Okay.
Obviously, this is just a test, and we don't really know what we're doing at all. Are super chats working? Are they turned on? Do we need to do something?
Yeah, I mean,
if someone could do like one, or maybe they're not on. Maybe, again, this is a test. We're going to do more of an actual topic oriented, maybe with guests.
Definitely.
Real soon.
Yeah, definitely.
But we were in the same room together. It seemed easier. In the future, we'll probably have to do it, remotely, at least up until Thanksgiving. Because guys, we do live a good hour and a half apart. So.
Yeah, so far the super chat seems to be blowing up. I haven't caught up.
Oh, there have been super chats.
Yeah, we're in like a top chat deal.
No, I mean like the like $1. Like what they pay. Let's just make super chat.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but this was kind of a test. We'll go through here because
I should tell you if there is a super. Just let me know, guys. Has anyone tried? Is it working? Is it not working? Has no one tried?
Has anybody tried a super chat? Yeah. How does that work? That would be awesome. If anybody wants to be the first person to ever throw $1 at the Mishaco channel on a live stream, your name will go down in the history books. So someone just said no super chat. So let's figure out how to.
Does anyone know how that works? If not, we do have a phone a friend set up.
Yeah, we have a phone a friend. You don't have it enabled. Okay, all right. I cannot super chat on my end. All right.
Okay.
So people definitely like it. I have given money for a super chat a few times. All right, so we're gonna phone a friend here real quick. Keep in mind, this is a test run. There's 86 people on here, Misha, by the way, and thank you all for being here. We'll probably get more on topic here in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
My topic is about to be fried taters again.
Dude, that cast iron skillet sounds really good.
You're gonna eat a cast iron skillet?
You said fried taters.
No, you said the cast iron skillet sounds really good. I said fried taters.
Dude, I'm running on 2 hours of sleep and still smell like a damn skunk.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tree Haven's got us here. You have to turn it on YouTube Studio. Well, channel level settings. Bear with us.
That's the name of your dog.
Yep.
And my store.
It is. It definitely is.
Fun fact, I let 4chan pick the name of my store years ago.
4chan is good. So someone did ask thoughts on the Larry Vickers conviction. We'll come back to that in a minute.
I have thoughts.
Okay, let me get this chat set up.
Yeah, I guess that again, guys. We appreciate you hanging in, but we're just hanging chill. So.
Okay, customization, live chats. All right, super chats. Here we go. Surely this is it. Live chat, replay, live chat.
Not live chat, it's super chat. Yeah.
I'm looking. Community settings, trailer. I'm not on my computer, but I should be in the customization section.
Yeah, it's a shame because I'm not on mine either. I usually find that stuff.
Let's see. Okay, customization sidebar. All right.
Sorry, guys, I got a little dust in my eye. We were going out in the mountains.
So it's actually called Super Chat?
Yes, called Super
Okay,
Chat.
I'm going to search it here in the Super Chat.
It might be under like monetization or something like that.
Okay, so here's my sidebar here. Payment info, import browser, profile preference.
That should be it.
Settings, profiles, privacy, appearance, sidebar, default, downloads. Well, maybe we'll get somewhere here real quick. Do you take super IOUs? Super IOUs? Only if I get the last four of your social. Man, I'm really trying to find this whole super.
Yeah, no, it's not you. That YouTube is. I can do something 10 times and still have to remind myself where it's at. It's not intuitively laid out.
No, it kind of isn't really laid out the best here. I'm going to try one more thing here. It's got an edit button down here, customization, and live chat. Live chat, anyone, participant, redirect, 60 seconds. You know, I can't find it, but if anybody knows how to turn it on, we'll really like it. You have to turn it on in YouTube Studio.
Yeah,
okay, let's try that.
That might be on. Try your phone. Try doing it with your phone on YouTube Studio.
All right, 1 second, guys. We're gonna try something here.
I'm still here. So
Misha's still here, so chit chat.
Yeah.
I'm kind of still here. Okay. Let's see here, folks.
Yeah, sometimes the phone app does things differently than the PC version. It's strange, but it's what it is.
Customization. I'm gonna try to find a question you can be talking YouTube probably.
Sure. Well, I guess I could answer the Larry Vickers one.
Oh yeah, talk about Larry Vickers.
This is complicated. For years, I've seen him import things, and I'm like, how the crap does he do that? Well, I guess now we know the answer. When you're an FFL, you really have to keep your nose clean. And when you're on YouTube showing off stuff, it definitely puts a spotlight on you. Did he have enemies probably out to get him at ATF? Yeah, probably. Who doesn't have enemies? I will say my own personal experience with ATF, and this will get me flamed, when they did like my inspections and stuff, they were really nice to me. I know it busts the horrible ATF agent standard, but I can only call them as I sees them. But what he was doing, he was basically having law enforcement. For importation, you cannot import machine guns, SBRs, suppressors for civilian use and sales ever since 1968. That's why when you look at most AKs that are full auto, they're converted semi-autos from the 80s. Of course, in May of '86, the whole registry was shut down entirely. So then you get into post-dealer samples. You can't just say, I want a post-dealer sample, give it to me. You have to have a law letter. You have to have a reason. And if there's a legitimate reason in a police department, where he really screwed up was getting people to sign those law letters that didn't even have SWAT teams. And also, no plausible reason for wanting to examine that gun. Like if you say a police department wants to examine an HK UMP, that's totally legal. Our police in this town had them for a while. But if you want to say that this two-man police department on the eastern seaboard wants to see a Soviet belt bed made in 1954 for use in their SWAT department, which doesn't exist, that's stretching credulity just a bit too far. Yeah.
Here's the deal with the whole ATF gun ownership and being on YouTube and all that is why risk anything? Like you're talking is getting something in or owning a auto key card or whatever it is it worth losing all this and your freedom? Not saying they're right. Laws are laws. No matter how you feel about them, no matter how you felt about prohibition or anything that is illegal or legal, if you break the law and get caught and it happens, it sucks. And
think how many people went to jail with their only crime being a drug crime. Yes, it's illegal. Yes, I feel sorry for them. But you knew that was a drug that was illegal. It's kind of the same thing. I think it's how it's approached. I it's perfectly fine to say I broke the law. The law is unconstitutional, but no one at all should be above the law. It should be definitely equal to everyone, and that's a founding principle of this country. It's tough. It really is. I wish the answer was as simple as repeal the NFA. It's not going to happen.
no.
It's been the law of the land for 90 years next year. There's been how many Republicans and Democrats moved through DC? No one's even really brought it to the floor to repeal it. It's not going to happen. It is what it is. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of guns I'd love to own.
Well, there's a whole lot of things. I would like to get my suppressor, two suppressors behind the counter right now that are paid for that I haven't seen in 7, 8, 9 months. There's a whole lot of this, but guess what? It's the rules and it is what it is. But furthermore, while we're on this subject, we can all gripe and talk about these things, but where are the politicians? Where are the people that are supposed to protect these rights? Where are the
Don't worry, you'll hear about them about this next year.
This time next year when I can't tell you how frustrated it is to own several guns you're taking braces and SPRs and all this crap off of when all of these good old boy politicians that love you and think you should have gun rights, where are they on CNN, Fox, MSNBC? I haven't seen a one. So while we're here, if you think you're a politician or whoever you care about, I'm not trying to get into politics, but
it's just it's a matter of fact.
It's just a fact.
Whenever it comes up, I just point to the hearing and say fact. That was all the big scuttlebutt in 2016.
Right.
After the election, it died a very quiet and quick death in 2017.
Yeah.
Because it was a political tool. To be fair, the other side does it too. How often do you hear the other side talk about gun control and protecting our schools? And they talk about it for a bit, and then people forget, and they move along, and they do nothing.
Agreed. All right. We're going to jump back in. So I just found something out. Super chats and all that will be, it will be enabled next live stream. There's a few things on the channel we have to do to fix that. So next time we'll be there.
That's why we're testing.
Yep. Hopefully we can get to 100 people. We're at 87 right now. I'm going to hit these comments real quick so I don't lose track. Let's see here. I'm going to just kind of try to pick up where I thought I left off. Ford, Chevy, or Dodge. I'm not even getting into that.
They all drive equally the same.
Yeah, whatever has the best trade-in value. Toyota. No.
They've run a long time.
Yeah, they do. No super chats. We'll get that next time.
Now we never
Yep.
have to work.
There's something actually in the channel. It's not just as easy as switching a button, but our friend at Tree Haven told me what to do, so we'll get it next time. I can't do it while live.
I
right
can
now.
be on my computer then and probably
Correct.
know what to go to.
Definitely a lot of people that want to do the super chat and are all for it. So, and we're good. All right. Thoughts on we already answered that. Leave the Vickers things alone. Totally agree.
I will say this, and this is a discussion I was having with Jay Red driving down. You know what I would really like is that there aren't really gun crimes in and of themselves, but if you were doing something else bad, like robbing a store or whatever, and you used a gun, then heap them on. Like it's an accessory. It's kind of like jaywalking. Or a lot of traffic things. In and of itself, they're not going to give you much grief over. But if you're already doing something else totally wrong, they're going to slap you with a 10th violation on your windows. Because it is illegal. They know it, you know it, but it's not hurting anyone. But if you're already a dick and violating other people, then go ahead and bury them under the jail.
Well, it all goes with this. Do we think it's all right and good? No. But the facts it is what it is, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. And I like my freedom and I like my guns and do my best to play by the rules, and I know you do too. And
I have to. It is my livelihood. As much as it sounds good to say I'm standing on principle, and anyone who knows me in person, I'm a pretty principled person. On the other hand, I also have an obligation to my family.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you watch sports, I get mad at the refs all the time, but I'm not going to quit football if that's what's paying me. And it's the same thing with guns. I mean, there's a lot of things we don't agree with, but hey, it's a good community here, and we got each other's back. So
I think we just need to be real about it. I think we need to not have a lot of infighting. I don't like that. I mean, we can disagree. We should disagree, but in a very polite, constructive way. There's no reason to resort to that. And I think if we have anger, let the politicians know.
I agree.
Hold them accountable.
Yeah, I think going to YouTube and talking to the guys that are making video contents off these subjects, I think talk to the politicians. Take that comment and copy and paste it and send it, because at the end of the day, where are the politicians? Gun tubers and Mr. Gunslinger and all these big YouTubers that are keeping us informed about the rules and the regulations and what all bullshit's going on, they're not going to change the laws. And I love them all to death. They're great. But at the end of the day, talk to the politicians. I mean, ask them, where are y'all at? And that's kind of something while we're live, we were going to talk about on the channels. Guys, this channel has been politically free for 13 years?
Coming up on you.
Yeah, you go to all the major gun tube channels, and I'm not bashing any at all, because I'm still very new to all this. But from the outside looking in, there's been so little gun reviews over the last year, 2 years.
Yeah.
It has been mostly.
Let's say this. It's really impossible to be completely political free, because obviously we're pro Cuba. That's a political stance. Let's say drama free.
Drama free.
Like I'll talk about things like that. I was pretty expressive about the arm brace thing when that happened, but I hate it when one group of gun people start attacking another, because it goes back to the old saying, "A house divided cannot stand."
Mm-hmm.
We can disagree, but we have to realize we're on the same side, and we should be.
Well, I feel like the internet has given so many expressions and ability to put a deal. It's divided so many as well. I remember used to in the community, you met and everyone they may not have liked the same thing, but for the most part, we all had the same views. Versus now, seems like there's a divide in even the gun community. And I think at the end of the day, what the Mishaco channel is all about is giving you information, giving you facts about guns and personal opinions, but also a history lesson. And it's, to me, it's refreshing because it's not politically or drama fed.
Before I do a video and what do I have to say? What do I want to say? What is this about? I don't know. There needs to be a reason for a video existing or anything existing. A thesis. Are we curious? Are we trying to prove something?
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of work. By the time you film it, you edit it, you take the time away from your friends, your family, your real job, whatever it may be.
You do realize when we publish that Derringer video, they're going to realize that's a complete load of horseshit. That's gonna be such a train wreck video. And
Dude,
I
it
can't wait.
wasn't. But
I
what's
can't
sad
wait.
is that'll probably get more views than
I
you
can't wait
get.
to release that video.
Dude, it's terrible.
I think I actually recorded the ground at one point when you were shooting. I don't know.
We need to
It's
do a
great.
commentary on it. Where's the Smashing Pumpkins? We'll get to that
I wish
later.
we could play music on here, but I know we can't.
Yeah, it'll throw us. I know, man. Let's go back.
Sure.
I would be surprised if a lot of the people that own the cool stuff got them that way. How many law enforcement departments are they really? We'll come back to that at another time.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there are legal ways, but a lot of the post sample, oh, well, really, any of them,
Mhm.
any of your post sample stuff, they're not owned by a person. They're owned by a company, a corporation. Once upon a time, trust had some things, but that's been kind of changed. And if a police department buys a gun, that's fine, but that's not owned by an individual officer. It might be signed out to him, but if he turns in his badge, he
Mhm.
doesn't get to keep that gun.
Right. Polytech Legend had a cool comment. Glad to see you guys. The only enjoyable thing in the gun world right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must be really bored if we're considered exciting.
And I mean, if you're
I don't even excite myself. I mean, I literally put myself to sleep every day.
I mean, I hate listening to myself talk, and completely kudos to everybody that says it too on the channel because
Oh yeah, I hated the sound of my own
It's
voice over
brutal.
recordings years ago. I will say it to Jay's credit, he's the one that kind of got me out of my shell. But because before he kind of insisted on doing this stuff, I did not like being recorded.
yeah,
I didn't like public speaking. I'm over it now because you are going to screw up and say the wrong words. They haven't gotten rid of me yet for doing it.
true.
Yeah.
Marksman TV asked Misha, "Do you think it is likely the MG registry will ever be closed?"
It is closed. What? You mean opened again?
Misha, do you think it's likely the MG registry will ever be closed?
The registry was closed in May of '86.
Okay. CRS case was a lot more bold. I'm gonna try to skip through some of these
Yeah,
since we covered it.
that one's the thing. I did a whole black box on it.
Yeah, if Otter Kids go to the Misha channel, it's Misha's personal channel.
Yeah.
There is a black box. I'll let him speak for me as well. We
I want to say
actually,
one thing too on this gun stuff.
yeah,
Do what you want on that gun. I don't like it when they go. I don't like it when a lot of people go to jail. Like jail is an extreme punishment.
who wants to go to jail?
That's what. And not just that. Like for gun stuff, drug stuff. If it's a non-violent crime like that, there's
Yeah.
other like community service. Do that. Don't. You know, I had a very good friend go to jail. It's not a place that anyone should go because it's going to mess you up.
Well, it's going to mess you up. Not only that, I think I don't even want to get into this, but
And taxpayers have to pay for it too.
that's the problem.
Budget too. I mean,
Money.
it's just a lose-lose. Now, if you've got violent criminals and all, obviously,
Yeah.
if they're a danger to society,
Our entire system of jail in this country is not that great. I don't understand. I don't. Just because I say that, I don't know a solution, but the whole jail and the way and people that can go to jail for 10 years and commit hideous crimes and think it blows my mind.
You know,
Man.
like you said, you don't know the solution. The thing is, we're not paid to know. But you
Yeah.
know what? If you started paying me the kind of money that senators and congressmen are paying,
Mhm.
I bet I could at least offer us. It might not be at the right
Of
point,
course.
but if
Well-
you pay me a couple of $100,000 a year, I'll give you a couple of ideas.
Well, here's the
Shit, I
problem.
give them on here for like $5. I'm a cheap date.
Yeah. Here's the problem with this whole country right now, from guns to jail to all this. Take money out of politicians. If you took money out of what these politicians make, you would get sincere, genuine people that want to see we the people, succeed. But I can promise who didn't miss a paycheck whenever COVID was going on, and that was politicians. They didn't have to worry about their job. They didn't worry about how they were getting. So it's so easy for a politician.
You know what else they don't worry about? It's talking about COVID.
Yeah.
Healthcare.
Well, they got it all.
They'll stand up there and say, "Oh, it's not in the budget for socialized healthcare." And I'm not saying we have socialized. Don't. I didn't say that. But what I'm saying is somehow socialized healthcare is good for them, and they can always find it in the budget for them.
There's just a lot going on, and maybe things will get better soon. But it seems like it's trickled into the gun community now. And where are the politicians? Where are all these people?
Well, some of them might not want. I mean, because you got to remember there's the other side too. But on the other hand, I don't know. It would be nice to have an intelligent debate about these issues, but that's not what we're at now. We're in 5-second sound bites, unfortunately. Because you're a father, you know, we don't want school shootings. That breaks our. The last time it happened, you and I were on the phone for a while, rather not happy.
Well, the problem with this place is the cat's out of the bag. You're not just going to be able to make it hard for good law-abiding civilians to stop school shootings. It's too late. There's already guns in this country, and criminals don't obey laws. Do I know a solution for this? Absolutely not. For one, love people and check on the people in your family that may have mental illness, and make sure they don't have access to firearms. Own gun safes, and if you're worried about someone potentially being a threat, even with guns out of it, you need to be making sure they're getting help. And if that means being locked up in a mental institution or something, I mean, if you're saving children's lives.
I would say destigmatizing mental things. Not even. We have a weird attitude about it.
Yeah, we still look at mental issues like it's 1920 and you're going to go to like a nut house chained to a wall. Like, I feel like there can't just be open.
It's okay to be. On the other hand, the way the laws are written, like if you're ever diagnosed once with having a mental difficulty, it could spoil you for the rest of your life, and that's not fair.
Well, look at the soldiers. Look at people that serve time. If they come back and say, "Look, I'm PTSD," they lose so much of their pay, their benefits, and it's just a weird thing.
I just hate when people suffer.
No, for sure.
Especially when they suffer alone.
Yeah.
You know, but all that said, there are just some people that are fucking assholes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't really.
But it's a small. It's a
small amount. Well,
yeah.
It's unfortunate that there's bad people that run it for the good people. I mean,
that's not just guns. That could be
anything. I mean, it could be like the South and the North. I mean, I've recently done a lot of traveling here lately, and the things I've heard about other states and cities, I found to be quite the opposite. Go experience things. There you go.
Yeah, you going to California for the first time was interesting.
And spending a lot of time up there. It wasn't just like I went on a 2 or 3 day vacation. It's multiple days.
Well, you're there for work too. So
yeah, for sure. Had a purpose.
On the other hand, I've had great trips down to Houston, Texas. I like in Dallas, Fort Worth. I think everywhere's got good. I've met a lot of good people up in New York. I know gas, but
yeah,
people are just kind of people.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to go through here and see if I can find any comments. Sorry, meant to say open, not closed.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I didn't want to put. Yeah, I don't. Again, talking about the political thing, I think that would just be political suicide for anyone who proposed it. And imagine how the machine gun owning committee would respond. Their $25,000 Thompsons would revert to being $1,000 gun. So you might actually see some pushback behind the scenes from gun owners.
So Bang Bang asked a question here. What has kind of been your number one source for the AK history? Can you explain?
Oh God!
Like what's really been a good way you went to get those things?
I almost have to say which nation, because it's
different for everyone.
It's very disjointed. When it comes to like features and stuff, I try my absolute best for firsthand, like parts, kits, or a gun. When it comes to the history part, I try to find honestly websites in that country, like run by those people. Okay, here one that really got me started early on, like 90s, was Modern Firearms RU, Max's website in Russia. That was probably my first early resource that really had, for the time, very in-depth data about guns. And I mean, they were mostly about, I mean, he had all the countries, but his really good data was Russian. Well, he lives in Russia, St. Petersburg at the time, and was at least related to the gun industry. So
that's a good one.
I also found a guy who worked at Izhevsk, or Izhmash on ICQ. Anyone remember ICQ? Yeah, that was kind of cool. I mean, could he have been lying to me? I guess, but I guess at the end of the day, unless I detect someone lying, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. So I kind of pumped his brain for data. There was a Hungarian. I wish I had my computer. There was a Hungarian website I found that had some really good data on Hungarian guns. Another one too is I'll talk with importers, and if I can, either ask what they saw over there or have them pass along questions of mine to the factories or museums over there if possible.
Mhm. Awesome. We need to dive a little more in depth with that too. That may be kind of a good video. Wars.
Finland was a particularly fun deep dive that took me years. And Romania, oh my God. I still learn new things about Romanian guns.
I think we need to have an actual video on that. Bang bang. Good question too. Warsaw Patriot has a couple of questions we can skim across here. Why is owning a full auto gun a crime, and why does the NFA and GCA exist?
Well, I mean, the NFA is, at least, on the surface, is a response to, of course, prohibition, gang violence. And it really goes back to a time in the 20s when gangsters, because of prohibition, because apparently making things illegal doesn't keep people from doing them. Shocker, I know. Could afford Thompsons. Meanwhile, most police departments were defunded and could barely afford a 38 special revolver. That's not hyperbole. There were literally police officers with, Colt police positives going up against Thompsons and even sometimes BARs. Uh, yeah, right. Yeah, read the 20s and early 30s. Some of that stuff was
Well, and I'm going to kind of hit on this Warsaw too about some of these big companies like NFA and GCA. I often ask, why does anything control alcohol and all that? And really, there's a lot of laws that protect the product. For instance, when prohibition was uplifted,
yes.
what had happened was people that wanted, let's use Old Forester bourbon, for instance, when there weren't laws on it, people were actually taking the product and putting kerosene in it and selling it, and it was killing people. So when the Bottle and Bond Act came in and all these laws started coming into effect, it had to be sealed. And fun fact, Old Forester was the first bourbon to be bottled in an individual fifth. It used to just be in big barrels. So they did that to protect people. Now, with guns, are they doing a good job? Are they not? Well, you probably know the answer to that. But as far as the full auto deal, man, I would have really, in a way, hated to see the mass shooting guys that had full autos. That would have sucked. But because it's money and control, why is marijuana illegal? Man, we could ask this question all day on multiple things. I would like to think,
yeah. You could argue, why is there a speed limit on the road?
Yeah, why is there a speed limit? And maybe they won't be one day. Maybe things will change and I don't have to wait a year to get a little device that goes on the end of my gun to protect my ears when I shoot it. There's a lot of questions I have, but at the end of the day, it's the cards we were dealt. And if it truly came down to it, the real question should be is how many of you people are really going to stand up for our Second Amendment and all of those things?
I don't want to say will, but honestly can.
Yeah, can.
Even if they'll stand up, they'll be knocked down.
Well, you'll be knocked down. You'll lose your job.
That's horrible. But man, until you've been in the back of a cop car, until you've been under those bright lights of a police station, do you understand what it's like to be arrested? They can physically put you behind bars and not let you out.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. And then you'll get a roommate named Big Joe, and then you'll have a new boyfriend. I mean, it's just the concept of loss of freedom. I don't think it really registers how severe it is.
Yeah, freedom's a pretty important deal. It's yeah.
At the same time, I don't want to say don't challenge the laws, but I know, shocker, it's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated.
And if you can figure that out, tell you what, they really need your help in the Middle East right now. There are some issues in this world that we know there's a problem, but hot damn.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things on that we could cover and talk, but I don't think that would be a good thing to spend.
At the end of the day, it's an imperfect world.
Mm-hmm. It's an imperfect world.
And I'm sorry for that. I really am. But you know what's good news? It's all imperfect for all of us. We're all in it together.
All in it together. Prohibition, which shouldn't have existed anyways, neither should the current war on drugs or war on people. Yeah, that's
current 1980s.
That
was
that's a joke. I mean, we could get into the cartels and all that.
Yeah, just look at the strength or lack thereof of drugs and cartels in the 70s and 60s
Mm-hmm.
versus the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
And I say this as someone who does not do that stuff. I do not want to. I like my guns.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid if we did more strict gun laws, you would have basically gun cartels.
Well, we know that is a fact. Look at all the countries, and quite frankly, look at Chicago's and the bigger cities where they do have the strictest gun laws. You're just going to get an influx from something else. But James Wallen, favorite whiskey. What's your favorite whiskey, Misha?
Vodka.
You should know that, folks. Let's see. I'm gonna actually grab my favorite whiskey because
that's more of a you question.
Yeah.
I did have a friend in college who was into whiskeys, but he was into more single malts, and I know that's not your deal.
No, none of that. So since we're here in,
I tell you, my favorite whiskey is whatever Nick Offerman tells me is my favorite whiskey.
That's a good way to put that. You know what? I think
he's the only dude who can rock that mustache.
Dude, a mustache rock is tough to do. It's very tough to do.
Yeah, because of all the guests on Chris Hansen's show.
Dude, but a mustache is also really good to rock. Let's see. You can keep talking. I just thought I had one of these open. I hate opening so many bottles if I already have one open. Let's see.
I can't believe you don't just have like a good, sipping. I mean,
oh, I do. Well, they're brand new. That's the problem. So, anyways, favorite whiskey, E.H. Taylor, bottled and bond, small batch, Buffalo Trade product. And no, it didn't become my favorite when the whole whiskey hot thing started. I was kind of on a lot of the whiskey wagon before it got popular. But
I'm sure some know this, but the same person, totally different company, is the same person who brings in the Swiss guns also imports alcohol, bourbon, whiskey. It's actually quite good.
Yeah, you keep telling me you're going to get me a bottle.
I do ask you.
I'm running really low.
What we're running into again is the laws. Like you can't just mail me a bottle of whiskey because of the laws around alcohol.
Tell him to drive up and bring it. What's the name of your gun broker, Misha? Mishaco. Same.
Yep.
Let's see. Misha, got that? Well, I can't do it alone, but I will. Never heard of it. We all need to start. Sorry, guys. I'm skimming through a couple of these.
That's live stream. And again, I think everyone knows it. Again, we're trying the best.
Oh yeah. Well, this is first time. We'll get a little better. Robert asked what we're.
Weird as many things that could go wrong today. It's been a really good day.
Be talking. Sorry, guys. I'm brushing through. It has been a great day. Someone asked if I like milsurps. Mentioned that I bitched about the Mosin. No, I haven't found a milsurp I like at all.
We really need to re-record that video. We recorded a video last year, and then the sound didn't work, and it was actually
Still hot, folks.
I pulled out like a dozen milsurps and let him pick his favorite, and then we were going to shoot it, and then it turns out the audio didn't work for any of it. So that's why I started using a different. I started using
talk about. I'm gonna pour you a little shot of this.
I started using this Sennheiser boom mic thing, and it has been just bulletproof great because I've got a really nice wireless mic, but there's just so many things that can go wrong. Batteries run down, things get unplugged. I don't know. It's just sound is kind of a bear.
Sound is a kind of a bear. We've that's been probably the biggest thing we've learned over the last little bit is learning sound on the channel and messing things up.
I don't. That is the single major cause of having to reshoot videos is the sound goes, and there's no recovery on that.
Of course. So to the whiskey and what we're drinking, E.H. Taylor small batch. Show it for the ones just coming in, but we're gonna
have some fond memories of Dickel.
Yeah, who doesn't have some fond memories of Dickel? I've been having since I hit puberty.
I think it maybe hit puberty.
E.H. Taylor, find it and sip on it. Don't mix it with Coke or Sprite or do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I'm going to tell you not to, but at the same time, I don't give a shit what you do with what you drink. But also, there's a few back there I wouldn't recommend mixing, but hey, it's your money. It's kind of like when I treat a gun like shit, Misha goes, it's your gun.
Yeah, I don't care. Especially when it's a gun like a Arsenal. Not that it's a bad gun, of course, but
no, not at all.
and I think it's never going to be collectible, but it's never going to be a one of a kind.
No, not
I
at
knew a
all.
guy once who ran a Valmet M62 in classes,
Wow.
and they broke fire guns.
You know,
But you know what? His gun, and he enjoyed it, so fuck it.
there's just something about some guns, and some are funner to abuse, and some are shittier to shoot. And all serves and things like that. But I would love to put out a book, the type of nerdy detail you get into, which is normally looked over in the other videos and websites. It's right up my alley.
I
Headstamp
love
Publishing.
details.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do. I mean, um,
I collect details like most folks. I actually do get giddy when I learn because I have individual notepad files on my computer that go back to like 1998 in some cases, where I just add little notes and numbers, and if they contradict, I'll put little question marks and go cross reference. And well, did they make 7,000 or 8,000? I may never get the answer, but that way, when it comes time for a video, I can say, well, sources don't agree.
right.
And sometimes it is inference, and I try to go. Sometimes you just have to draw logical conclusions, and if later you're proven wrong, well, that's research.
I have to interrupt by this monstrosity here. I'm just kidding. So Toshinko Z says, Gentleman Jack. You know, there's better bourbon out there. And not hating on Jack Daniel because I absolutely love Tennessee whiskey. But if you're drinking Gentleman Jack, you need to try. Um, there's a new Jack out. They did a rye release. It's foolproof. I'm going to grab it since it's right here. But you need to try this stuff. It's Jack Single Barrel Rye. You will never drink Gentleman's Jack again if you drink that. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good massacre there.
What's that?
The Valentine's Day
Oh
massacre.
yeah, that's quintessential. But it's
Yeah.
true. And look, it was gangs fighting, but how many innocent bystanders could have been hurt? They were throwing 45 caliber slugs everywhere. They didn't give a crap. There's this kind of notion that somehow maybe there was some honor in that. No, these are gangsters.
Well, I mean, it would be really no different than say a Blood and Crip now shooting across one another. Other than the old OGs were a lot cooler.
To
But
be fair, criminals are just criminals. Even if
whatever here.
Even if I agree that the 20s guys had a lot more style.
What about like Viking pillaging days? Were they
I don't
criminals?
know what accent that was, but there was definitely an accent in your word, Red.
There wasn't.
Kermit the Frog meets the
Viking?
South. I don't know. What were you saying?
Well, it was 100 proof bourbon going down, and potentially a yawn cooking, and not because we're bored. We're just been up for 2 days.
Oh, I'm past tired. It doesn't matter now.
No, hell no, it doesn't matter at all. I can't remember the name of the shooting, but there was a drive-by that happened on 30s that caused the NFA to be formed whenever a child got hit by the Thompson round. I bet old Google would know, but I can imagine.
But yeah, it was and of course the prohibition was the main cause, but another cause was poverty. You put people in stress,
True.
make them worry about money, they become irrational. Crime goes up, violence goes up when the economy goes down. That's
exactly
human
right.
nature. You and I can both get stressed when money's tight. Who doesn't?
That's exactly right.
But we go
Misha
shoot at pumpkins, not people.
Misha is far better than the Ian and his Satanist friend Carl. S Outdoors Wild Turkey
I remember when I
101.
first realized that Carl was a Satanist. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I had to actually contact Jay. Like, Jay, is this real?
Wild Turkey 101, Rare Breed is my
Old
go-to
Charter.
sipper. Old Chart, yeah. So S Outdoors, if you like those two, obviously you need to get into some Russell Reserve. If you can find that sweet nectar of the 13 right up here, Russell Reserve, is Wild Turkey, and give them a try, especially their 10-year. Fox, I'm on a single berry rye. Love a good rye. You can't beat it, man.
Anyone out there ever tried mead?
Yeah, in the question, Misha asked about need. Has anybody ever tried
earlier today
need?
when we were just talking about liquor?
Yeah, we got to see. Someone asked, "Are you interested in picking up the IWI caramel?" No, especially after the recall they just had come out. Here's my question: while you're on Antagonist, you always ask good questions. What was the point of the IWI? And I got to ask myself, putting myself in IWI shoes, like what were they thinking? Like, we're doing great on gun sales. We've got the Galil line. Love all the Galils, every freaking one of them. and then I see the caramel come out.
I'm
I
gonna
thought,
hand this to you before I knock.
oh yeah, you're good. You're
There you
good. What was the point in the caramel? There's
No, it's like a $500.
what is the point in the caramel?
Well, then why did Palmetto State or others want to make Glock clones? I mean, it's just
Because people are buying the living shit out of it. They were cheap. They were $200 complete when they first came out. The caramel is like $1,500, and you can't even put a. If you're running nods, there's no room for anything.
I don't know. IWI's biggest problem is distribution. They brought over way too much, way too fast. And the problem is every distributor, if you're a dealer, had IWI products. There does need to be a certain exclusivity.
Well, do you think that's fear of maybe imports stopping and maybe just getting what they can over here, or just we want to make money in products?
And then look, when it caught up with them, they did those quote unquote blend guns at Classic Firearms. It's like that was them saying, "Oh yeah, we brought over too many."
I like blends. It's a good opportunity to get
usually
something,
it's
but
really just not. The reason they do that, at least IWI did, is because they had a MAP pricing. They enforced it, and they couldn't sell below MAP.
Mhm.
But their way around it was, oh no, these aren't factory new perfect guns. They're blends. I almost think there's some out there with like a nail file intentionally scratching them so they can sell them for $1,000 instead of $1,400.
True. I'm on Coors
I'm
Banquet
really glad I didn't
tonight.
have IWS in stock then because I would have lost my pants.
Oh, Roberta S. I'm on the Coors Banquet tonight. Cheers over there to Roberta S. Let's see here.
I like Guinness, by the way.
Yes, Misha does like Guinness.
Yeah.
So
I like Black and Tans. It's kind of a it's semi. It's technically a mixed drink. A little.
Oh, for sure.
Guinness.
Yeah, you like the Guinness, and you usually drink them around room temperature, not cold, but not warm.
Well, my thing is, I'm a sipper. My wife calls, and that's what I do. I'm not a guzzler of liquor or anything liquid. So I like a beer that I can set aside and just sit. And cool beer. I agree. It's really great when it's cold, but it warms up, especially in the summer.
Unless it's a light beer, I don't really need it ice cold. But Coors Banquet ice cold, or like a Coors or something. But when you get into Guinness and droughts, they kind of do need to taper off the cold tap.
They can be cool,
right, but not. You don't want them ice cold,
like kind of like pub room cool.
Yeah,
for
for sure.
Been in like a winter pub in Ireland, but not
just okay. Kind of like cool on the other side of the pillow.
Plus, if it's freezing ass outside, do you really want a frosty drink? I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Actually, like hot beverage, hot liquor things in the winter sometimes. Soothing.
Let's see here. Any interest in Italian firearms? I've got an SBR Sights Spectra and 9mm with the original foregrip and quality Ripa stock.
Must be around here if you ask about. I really enjoy Italian. Mm-hmm. They're not my main thing, but I really do like Italian guns, and they were actually a really good value, generally speaking, for a long time.
There you go. Direct infringement. I think IWI Carmel just wanted a SCAR competitor at a good price. I was thinking that too until I really started digging into the Carmel. That's kind of what came to mind too, was like maybe this is, the SCAR competitor, but what's to compete with the SCAR? I feel like it's kind of an out of date gun when you can go buy an LMT 308 or really any other
Bren.
Yeah, a Bren. The Brens are freaking amazing. I still feel, I kind of feel like it's a dated deal, especially when we did the video when Misha brought the SCAR down.
Remember when we did that?
Yeah.
And then I shipped it on to the owner?
Yeah.
That's what he did.
What? Sold it.
He returned it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just not that great of a gun.
I think the myth outstrips the reality.
Well, it's starting to catch up now. And I read there was one comment that stood out on that video, and a guy was talking about that was his deer hunting rifle. And I can kind of relate because I have like dedicated deer hunting guns that I'm very comfortable with. And this is something that gets skipped a lot in the South is I like to deer hunt with a gun I'm familiar with, like the AR platform. So if you're comfortable with it, I see. But if you're new to the SCAR and you pick it up, man, it's not that impressive.
You know how I like to deer hunt?
Just kind of blindly in the open.
Nope. Rock's Mine's facility.
The butcher up the road.
Yeah, I just mine the food plots and then they come up.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. I like the comments.
I had to listen to them talk about deer hunting for like an hour and a half today. So. But I didn't get a deer head out of it, so it's kind of worth it.
Well, yeah.
And a Bobcat.
Rally Defense RAK 308 C milled M77 is different and nice from American company. I'd like to know a little more about Rally Defense. Y'all should just send us some Rally Defense shit because I'm not buying anything else. But I would be curious about some Rally Defense RAKs. I haven't really heard anything good about them, but not bad. But Steven, Monarch, love you guys going to sleep. Thank you so much for watching, man. Even the Jackal, really. Hey, you know what, John? I've heard a lot of good things about the PSA Jackal. That would be something if anybody wants to send in for us to review.
I'd like to see some of their retro AR-15s.
The PSA line?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what is it under the H and HRA name? But
Yeah.
PSA.
Yeah, any of those would be cool. And it seems like Arrow's starting to kind of put out some retro stuff too. So
I like retros. They're fun.
you're throwing your gun in the mud so I don't have to. You're totally right.
Yeah, the dog poop bucket.
What's up, Michael Birdsong? The Bryn is a great production, streamlined version of the ACR. The Carmel was a similar attempt to the Bryn, but it didn't originally catch on, and it's been dusted off. I'm kind of going to go back to the Carmel. It was just bad timing. Like, they should have kind of looked at the future and seen sales are really high. We've already got a lot of guns over here. What's the point in releasing it now? But also, with that being said, I sometimes like when gun companies make things. It seems to really be working for PSA. They are making the shit out of new guns and releasing them, and people are eating them up. Just not so much the AK line. Scars look really cool in this.
Buy the AKs.
Oh, they do. Yeah, I just when you start really diving in. And to be fair, my G3 PSA, whatever it was a really good gun. Yeah, it wasn't an Arsenal or a Zastava, but
I don't know what. I don't know anymore. It's prices in anything. In developing anything new, the R&D, the testing, it's so expensive.
you're not wrong.
I immediately, I think this is just to mind. I would just like to see FB Radom Grot and MSBS. That would be kind of neat. But that's just me because I like Polish guns. I wish that Beretta in Italy had done a semi-automatic AR 7090,
Mhm.
but at least the kits came in. That was cool.
True.
But when I think about it, most of the manufacturers abroad aren't really doing much anymore, or have completely closed down. I mean, I'd love to have an L85, but that's not happening. So, yeah, maybe Vietnam. I've always wondered about if Vietnam can ever move closer to the U.S. and maybe export, because they do make a good number of guns in Vietnam. I don't know.
Yeah, Vietnam. As long as we can keep getting some imports in, man, I'm just impressed with some of the Polish stuff coming out. I'll tell you, you really opened me up to the WBP products. That mini jack and even their full jack and just all their stuff has been really good. And I think that has really put a damper on maybe some of the Arsenal and even some of the Zastava stuff because
Arsenal, they're sitting still.
they're not moving. And
I'm going to say even Pioneer.
Yeah.
Releasing new variants. What's Arsenal done? They've done a few different colors.
Well, but let's talk about the price. I mean, like, what have they done that justifies this price is still the same price during COVID and stuff? Like, I mean, they haven't really given a blend deal or. And dude, I love Arsenal. Arsenal was kind of like my first love at first sight.
Here's the story about Arsenal. In 2008 we had the first Obama election, and prices went natters. But when the market died down, Arsenal/Fine Group did what they called the AK stimulus plan, which is basically they're selling guns really quite cheap that October. That's what you do.
Right.
That builds goodwill. It gets rid of excess inventory.
Well, it gives more people to give feedback on your guns. I mean, and gets them in the hands. People are going to be talking about it. It's just a good business strategy.
Well, and they need new stuff. But to their credit, they were kicked in the teeth with first the Kalashnikov concern sanction in 2014, and then the Molot sanction in 2017. that kind of made them have to bounce back to Arsenal, Bulgaria. And I have a feeling Arsenal, Bulgaria, I think maybe, I don't think the bridge was burnt, but I think it was charred a bit because kind of like a jilted lover, oh, now you're back to me that the new one's gone. But it seems like the relation between Arsenal in the US and Arsenal in Bulgaria just never returned to what it had been before they got in bed with the Russian companies.
Yes.
And the prices are really down. I don't. They're nice guns, but they're not.
They're nice guns and they're fun. They're smooth shooters, but at the end of the day, I mean, got to kind of adjust. It doesn't matter if you have the best product ever and it's priced at X. If people aren't buying X, you're going to have to do something.
And the bad thing about Arsenal, they have that secrecy. A little bit of transparency
But
go a really long way.
I think that's kind of what I like about them. Like, everybody knows Arsenal. Everybody has something to say about them, but how many people have truly put thousands and thousands of rounds?
What I'm saying is the company doesn't talk to you.
No,
Like,
they don't. There's with all social media and with all forums from Reddit to everything, there's not a big, and to be fair, they've gotten better over the last year. I've noticed a little bit of uptick in it, but it's still not that great. I mean,
well, yeah, because like Zastava, WBP. I mean,
dude, look at the communication. Shout out to AUG in Florida, where they come into, where the AUGs are imported.
Oh, Steyr,
yeah, dude, that company, they are so good at communicating and putting stuff out there and being.
You have to give Steyr credit for keeping on because first they were banned in '89,
Yes.
and then they got banned again in '98, and then they got banned in 2004 on some magazine thing.
Yep.
And then after they finally got it together, Saber Defense, their partner, got shut down. What was it, 2010,
Yes.
2011?
Yeah.
The fact that they still keep trying to give us guns,
well, and products
to say something.
Look at the new 300 blackout barrel they're offering. Look at the 9 mils conversions that they imported in for a little while there. It's like these people keep trying, and you can pick the phone up and call these people and talk to someone that seems to get shit done because they did for me multiple times, and they don't know who I am. I'm a dumb hick. Yeah, it's just a good business mantra. PSO.
Die Hard, it's a Christmas movie. It's got
Oh yeah, you got to. PSA prices things appropriate. IWI, on the other hand, always demand a very high price, even though it's a mediocre gun. Well, look at the import. Look at where it's made. PSA is local. It's here. They're making mass quantities of them and other products. But yeah, I mean, really, PSA seems to be a pretty good company. Let's go through here. Larry Vickers is in the chat. I would spend a lifetime or jerking homeless guys for
what?
I would spend a life's work jerking homeless guys for a Hoya Top 20.
I mean,
you can always go to Los Angeles and start. Read recently that they opened up to exporting guns to other countries. Don't remember the details on it, but hopefully that eventually leads to parts kits.
Which country is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back. Read recently. Let's go through here. Mr. Nitro Jerk, rich guys. Is the Sam 5 worth the money? I really enjoy shooting it, but
it is fun. I mean, I bought the original SA M-5 right after the Assaultman's Band came out. It was kind of a pre-order thing because they had to make them up families.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it, and then it was a gun that I got a lot of compliments on, but I sold it a little after getting married. I had no regrets. Made my money back. You know how it is when you first get married.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to replace it. So for me, yeah, I like getting the same 5. Now, keep in mind, mine's the first import run I got for my birthday for myself. I've had no troubles out of mine. But I'm not shooting 62 grain military spec ammo in it. Why would I? Yeah. I like to reserve that stuff for my ARs and nice guns. That is a dirty bitch. Let's put some Wolf, heck, even Tula in it. And what's good is the lower power means it's definitely not going to beat itself up. So I kind of just reserve mine for the steel cased ammo because it's an AK, and that way I can put brass and guns
Well,
that prefer brass.
It's kind of, is it worth the money? I mean, are there better options? It's a really good question too.
I mean, I would definitely take a Baril
Yeah.
over that. I've said that ad nauseum.
If you could get a Baril, what I do like about the Sam 5 is how flawlessly it is to run and gun with, mag exchange.
It is smooth.
It's just like, you kind of feel like you're not operating a gun. You feel like your gun and you are operating together.
Almost, man.
Down in the beach, man. That's all we gotta do for one.
You know what? In a van.
Down by the river. Now you got to break a coffee table.
I mean, it's not hard for me to do.
No.
As long as you don't want me to replace it.
Do you guys think imports are not going to be coming in for a while? Well, they should still be.
No, not really. As far as guns, in fact, I have some news. I don't want to. Actually, some stuff that had been previously stalled in import, on the Form 6 was just approved last week. So I can say firsthand that at least those were approved.
Speaking of imports and guns, to maybe get, everyone should go look at the CZ Scorpion Micro. They're on sale right now for like $600. I want everyone to buy one, and y'all do a review on one because I low key love CZ Scorpions, but the fact that the new macros or whatever they call them are on sale for like $600, you need to buy one. I love those guns. Maybe we can get one for the channel.
CCs are just fun. I mean, the whole brace thing notwithstanding, they're fun.
They're fun even without a brace because they're like a backpack gun that can take a 30-round mag and minimal recoil. And yeah, let's go through, see if we can catch up to some comments here. Yes, you should buy an LMT 308. I don't know who said that, but man, LMT is such an amazing product. I picked one up today. Misha brought me one. I'd been on the fence for a while. Not really fence, but they're just hard to come by. But I did just recently build a LMT and LaRue upper combined, and that's going to make for a really cool video. Yeah. Someone said this guy is cooler than Jay. Well, I love Jay, and Jay's awesome and a book of knowledge. But thanks.
And Jay's well, like I said, he wrote yesterday before I left.
Yeah, Jay's still.
He actually picked up a Hellion. I like to get, even though I've done several of those, I like to have him if he has time to do a video on that.
Yeah, definitely. He brings some knowledge too.
I really do like that. I haven't fallen. Maybe because my expectations weren't especially high for it. I didn't think it was going to be crap. But
the Hellion?
Yeah, but I really like that gun.
You like the Hellion, but also I'm still really weird. I don't like bullpups unless it's an AUG, and I don't know why. I don't know if maybe it's just because you told me my first bullpup to ever shoot was back 15 years ago, your original AUG, and it just stuck with me, and now I compare everything to it. But its controls are just easier. It's kind of stupid. It's like easy stupid, you know? I feel like the Hellion's a little more complicated.
Yeah, it is, but of course it's a more modern gun.
Of course.
It really focuses more on being ambidextrous.
Yes.
Whereas I would say the Hellion focuses more on being ambidextrous and more adjustable to the end user.
Mm-hmm.
You can replace the pistol grip, replace the forearm, adjust the length of pull on the stock.
Yeah.
The AUG is what it is, and I love the AUG, but really its biggest adjustment feature is the quick change barrel, which is awesome if you have extra barrels, but
of course,
if you don't, then...
Or if you get something lodged in the barrel, you can pull it off and throw it down in the river and get a new one.
I mean, you could do that. I wouldn't, but...
Hellion 20-inch. Okay, I'm going to come back to this.
Yeah, they do have the longer Hellion now. Yeah.
Let's see. This Nick asked, what would you recommend for a new AK? KUSA 103s, Estava, or Jack? Jack.
What do you want?
Yeah.
If you want a modern gun, or if you want a classic gun. I mean, if you want a classic AKM, the Jack's about the best thing going. But if you want more modern features, yeah, look towards the Stava or the KUSA.
I would say the Zastava for tactical run and gun and attachments as far as lights, if you run nods or you want to use this as a hunting rifle, just because parts are so easy to find and pick rails and stuff. But I love KUSA. I've come around to them a whole lot.
So you have, guys, when he was...
I hated KUSA, man. I was like one of
I
those
had to
that
edit around him a lot.
a whole lot, but
But they work.
yeah, they work. They're good. But honestly, if you're wanting something right in the middle, you put Zastava right in the middle. I've got 6 Zastava AKs, and they all have great application features from classic look to pretty modern, and I can use them for hog hunting. And yeah, let's see. There's lots of options.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of it is, and I have heard some people say that they don't like how Zastavas impact their cheek on like the fixed stock guns. Some people don't like how that angle works for them. Other people
right.
don't care, but he said that what works for one person may not work for another.
Yep. Had an Evo Scorpion, wouldn't buy another one. Man, I got to hear that. Is that some sort of they
They did
shoot
have
out
they,
of discharge
yeah,
bullshit?
they did have that thing a while back.
But the problem with that is I think it was like a handful of guns, and I never seen a video on it. I never seen like someone do it or demonstrate it.
I don't know, man. I bought mine in 2015, like the day they came out, and it wasn't even like I
Did
ordered
they do it?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean, actually, the local gun shop down the street got one. I was like, oh,
for
I'll
sure.
go and get it, and it's never missed a lick.
Dude, I love mine. I use mine. It's my nightly driver with night
I still
vision.
got the
and
original Gen 1 mags. I don't care. They still work.
I would like to know why Scott said he had an Evo or a Evo Scorpion and wouldn't buy another one. It's probably because it was uncomfortable. You know, you got to upgrade that stuff. Fox for bull pups. Try the MDRX sometime.
Why?
Yeah, it's. I mean, tell me why? Because we've shot so many bull pups over the last year or two. I just. I mean, even my AUG isn't something I just drool over, but I can definitely get work done with it and hit targets and be comfortable with
Well,
it. But
a bullpup is an exercise in
yeah.
compromise.
Well, you're getting a 16-inch barrel essentially in what 8 inches. I mean, really, and you can.
Yeah.
It's good for close quarter battle. It's good for still
Well,
reaching
and something
out.
that's helpful for certain users is you can use it practically with one hand.
That's and they're balanced, very well
That's
balanced.
it's
Yeah.
not ideal, but if you have
Right.
to, you can use it with one hand. Whereas most rifles, that's not even a possibility.
True. Cougar Wasser is really the only true com block AK.
How so?
How so, Robert? Imports always over domestics until they dry up or get a nice Polish Romanian AKM kit and have it built. I agree with the first sentence on that. Try to go imports over domestic for right now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it because one day we're all going to be sitting here saying, man, I wish I would have bought 10 Zastavas and could have sold them for $3,000. Hog hunting for me, and that's local bar before closing time. My buddy Chris. Evo ran great, but traded it in for a POF MP5, way better. All right, so I'm gonna touch on that. I
I
have
have a story about POF 55.
how many of those do we have? Like 8?
I don't know.
I've got
Lost track.
3 or
They were so
4.
cheap.
They're amazing guns.
When they first came in, I was my wife was she used to go and visit her parents for a couple of weeks. So the importer called me and said, "You want one?" And I'm like, "Sure." I was completely wasted in my mind. It's like 4 p.m. But that was my time to like revisit college days in my mind. But I'm so out of it right now. But I agreed to get one. I still got that guy. I kept it, and yeah, it's a little rough around the edges. That's why I like it. You know, everyone gets HKs and they don't want to beat them up. I get it. They're expensive. That gun was priced to the point you can, and you know what? If it scratches up, repaint it.
Well, they're priced at it and they're reliable. They're cool.
Yeah, mine is running fantastic.
Well, and I get. So I want to back up to Ninja Scout here about the POF over the Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's roller delay. The Scorpion does have a thump to it. Also, the Scorpion just comes right out of the box with pick rails. And like I said, mine's built out for my night vision setups. It's got a laser and IR light and all that. And I still run that over my POFs, but the POFs are a far smoother shooter. But to be fair, the Scorpions now are like $700, $800, and the POFs.
But to be fair, the POFs got down to 1,100 or whatever.
Yeah, and we bought like 8 of them.
Yeah,
they're great guns.
Bad dealio.
No, those POFs are like the best kept secret ever. They're freaking awesome.
And they were the first to do the push pin lower with the paddle mag release.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly right. What do you guys think of the STG 2000? I picked one up 15 years ago, but haven't seen one since.
They're basically Romanian guns. They were imported by IO, if memory serves, and they were loosely meant to look like that German gun that never went into production. But basically, it's a kind of like a Boss or paratrooper. It's with a combo device, and it had a birdcage flash on it. Fine, they're really, aside from furniture differences, not a whole lot different than the Wasser. That's not knocking them.
Mr. Nitro M91 Zastava worth it over a PSL slash SVD.
I own both. I needed to sell one when I got that HD18. Hands down, the M91 went before the PSL.
Yeah.
I just and even Jay said we're shooting him. He get better grips with the PSL. It was a more military gun. I just like it more. And that's not to say the M91's bad, but when the PSL at that time was like 1,500, the M91 was 2,800.
Yeah.
I saw nothing extra for the money, and I like the style, but I was just like,
but why pay that for something that?
Yeah, I just did.
A good question there.
Yeah. In a perfect world, I'll keep them all, but.
Well, we've got a 76 on here. It's 9:30. Somebody shout out for some good questions here.
Yeah, let's just do kind of like a, I don't know, 15-minute warning.
Yeah, let's do 15 minutes. We've been live for 1 hour 45 minutes, so we got 15 minutes left. I traded my Scorpion Evo and a couple of $100 for an AR 180B.
Oh, I remember those. I have a question for you guys. We keep answering these, but again, this is the test thing for the live stream. Obviously, we need to figure out how to do super chats. Turn those on. Anything else we need to do? What's that?
Hold on. No, man. This Amon O'Leary come back after all this time and goes, I think this is the best chili I've ever made from Seattle. So I don't know why that cracks me up, but he popped back in to fill it in. But yeah, let's go.
What? That's about how long it takes to cook chili.
That's exactly right. I just love it. Man, shout out to the good chili. Yeah.
I believe you.
Okay, so Misha was asking, what would you guys like to see?
Anything else we need to work on, look into, change? No change. Yeah, feedback would be great as we end this up. So when we actually do a kind of planned video, we can make it as not shitty as possible.
We did get some feedback from Mr. Nitro, which that's just because I'm on a computer here, so we're at a distance. But he said the microphone next time for us.
Yeah, I remember I kind of pointed that.
Yep.
I kind of thought that was.
Microphone will be next time for sound for us. So that's 15-minute warning for everyone. If you're just coming on YouTube membership or whatever they call it, like YouTube's own version of Patreon.
Yeah, I was actually telling them about that. I have memberships activated, but I've never been able to really do much with it. We were literally saying before we started this is that's the next step is getting that up and running to some extent.
Aaron FW, hello, Misha and Fox. Been watching your channel for years, Misha. I would agree how it's tipsy turvy world we are in. Cheap AKs are the expensive rifles. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, Aaron. What is the future looking? So we're going to kind of browse through these and do like 60-second answers. What's lightning round. What's the future look like for Swiss SIGs?
I mean, so far, fine. Again, no impediments, but of course, the one negative is prices over there are going up. So every time that new batch comes in, it seems like it creeps up another couple of $100.
Round one. Do you guys think there's going to be a major ammo shortage?
There is a major.
Yeah. Shortage. Not only is there one, but yes, I think there's going to be one. But round one, let me explain something to you and to the 78 people watching. If you don't already have ammo hoarded up or have enough to shoot and practice and be sufficient with your main firearm, you should. Two, if you already have ammo hoarded up and you can do all those things, just don't buy it because the price is going up and there's going to be a shortage. Let the other patriots in our family maybe buy it that don't. But if you've got 100 million rounds of 223 and 7.62, just lay off.
I mean, don't be greedy. I mean, if you've got enough for you, I'm not saying enough for you is 100 rounds. No,
right? Yeah, you need to have enough to where you can train with your equipment.
Certainly 4 digits, maybe 5 at the very least. But if you've got, let's say, a comfortable amount, 10, 20,000, you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let someone else have a shot.
Let's all be nice to the single mom that just bought her 380 and needs to learn how to shoot it. You know, maybe let them fill in, because in all honesty, if we have the ammo and it's priced, let's say this right here to the big boys, and you're not jacking this up on us again. Just like bourbon, the only reason why they keep upping the price is because dumbasses keep buying it. So yeah, I think there is going to be a shortage. Get what you can when you can. Don't overpay. LMT 308 or PAP M77. What are you going to be using it for?
That's it really is comparing AR and AK.
Yeah,
Very different.
that's huge.
The LMT is going to be more accurate. It's going to be better for mounting optics on. Mags certainly easier. You know, mag pull versus the proprietary ones.
Price difference, ammo. I mean, here's my biggest problem with the PAP 77 is it does not take high performance ballistic rounds. So your M77, the magazines, when you get your soft points that have the red tip, like for instance the Hornady VMAX, your bigger deer rounds, you can only load one per mag because those weren't designed to shoot those. So if you're wanting something for a precision hunting rifle that you can use standard soft point rounds, you're going to need to go LMT 308. If you're wanting a really badass AK platform that you can run and gun with, shoot, and still reach out 500-600 yards, M77. Or just do both, because that's what I did. So definitely we will have the microphone up. WBP, let's see. I've got plenty, just wondering if it's here to stay for a long time. Thank you for your guys' input. You're more than welcome, man. I shoot high grade farts. What y'all drinking tonight? I'm sipping on Old Faithful Maker's Mark. That's very good stuff. We've been drinking on a freshly cracked bottle of E.H. Taylor, bottled and bond small batch. Cheers for Maker's Marks. The real answer to that M77 LMT is the Galil 308.
They are not. They are. Nice.
They are very nice, but there's two things with that. Is yeah, you know what? Galil 308 is a good one. I still lean a little bit more for the LMT, but God, that's a good one. Mr. Nitro, that is a good one. Those are all three. You've created a monster with those three.
The thing I've noticed, and this might have changed, but the Galil 308's kind of got a little harder to find for a Mick there. I don't know.
I haven't been able to find a 16-inch Galil 308. I did find some of the shorties. What are those, 13-inch? Which that's kind of odd, but
it was 11.
Yeah, it was 11. It was 11. We are down to about 8 minutes. Y'all cracked open a big can of worms going to the live format. Strap in. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And keep the comments going. What do you guys want to see from the Mishaco channel? Obviously, you guys watching this are why Misha and why help, and we still do these things. So please give us input, talk, comment, share, anything you can do help. I feel like there's been a weird algorithm shift in the gun tube. I'll kind of touch on that one more time, but we've noticed a lot of people we know that follow aren't getting notifications. Our videos are coming up. So when you check YouTube, guys, just maybe click over, type in Mishaco, try to get the algorithm light going. It would be awesome. Misha, our Baril rifle's very good.
Baril?
Yeah.
I mean, they're great for what they are.
They're fantastic.
I put it to you like this: it's the AK that really changed my complete mind on 5.56 AKs.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, before it came out, we didn't have many good options in America at all.
Mm-hmm.
But now the Bril's great. Mini Brill, full size, doesn't matter.
Yep, all of them are good. I love my mini Baril. They feel good, and Poland got it so right with that mag release. It's like the perfect size.
Yeah, not like obnoxiously oversized.
Yeah, it's
a
not
lot
the
of
way.
Quote unquote extended releases are just begging to be hit. They're way too big.
Yeah, most definitely.
I don't even like the shelf on the safety. It's not bad.
Riley 74 side folder fondle. Man, I just don't know enough about the Riley defense to where I'd want to spend that kind of money.
The problem is 5.45 ammo.
That's the deal. I mean, not only are you buying a gun that there's not a whole lot of details on, but the 5.45 ammunition right now. If you get one, it better be a damn good deal.
I don't know what to say. I mean, the best I could say is it shoots as good as my Saiyan arsenal. That's it.
Yep.
There's no history there. There's no mechanical innovation. I just don't know what I would say. If it works or it doesn't work, and that's it.
Yeah, where are all the skateboards in the background? I still skate. Yes, I actually skated and I went to Venice Beach and skated probably about 8 miles, longboarded, skateboard all the time. I've got my Vans on right now, and my skate decks are still here. Are we watching Hunter S. Thompson and his lawyer?
Throw him in the bathtub. We should do a watch party.
Yeah, we should do a watch party. Yeah, we'll do a live where we play a movie and watch. I'm not an expert, but looks like the biggest money maker for gun tubers is super chats in the live form. Best of luck, you deserve it. Philip, we're definitely going to be working on that. We actually are got to change a few settings on the channel.
I know this is a shocker, but apparently it's not simple.
Yeah, it's actually not
making something convoluted and complicated.
Yep, imagine that.
Yeah.
I watch the new vids when I go to buy something. I search your channel first for a review. Does Misha have an online gun store?
Not really, yes.
Go to Gunbroker and look up Mishaco.
There's not a whole lot. I'm gonna be honest. There's just not a whole lot new or interesting, guys. I'm trying to put up what I can, but I mean, I've got to be able to buy stuff at a decent deal to make anything on it, and of course, the markup on new guns is pathetic now.
Yep. Someone just says, "Is the Winchester still making fart rounds?" As far as I know, they do. I don't buy any Winchester rounds unless it's in a pump shotgun because nothing else.
I guess you're right. I do have some of the 12 gauge.
Thoughts on JRA's video about them stopping AK builds due to new ATF parts kits importing guidelines? Supposedly, they have to destroy gas blocks and trunnions for import.
Again, I kept quiet. I first heard about that way back in the early summer, or even late spring. Is that confirmed yet, or is it still just?
Is it just hearsay, or is it actually true? Is it just?
It could be because again, I've been hearing it, and I initially heard it from an extremely credible source, not a forum, an actual person in the industry who does that stuff. But things change. I mean, so has it really happened, or is it still possible?
Chris Venice, lots of zombies. Actually, they cleaned up that side of California about 3 months ago, so it was fantastic. If anybody ever wanted to go to California and check out the beaches all through the Santa Monica,
well, I can tell you, San Francisco does have awesome food.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to San Francisco, but I got a video for y'all. Top 5 firearms in your collection that makes favorite limb. Yeah, dude.
Makes what?
Your favorite limb feel longer and limber. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. We'll do a top 5 video. How about we do that for like New Year's? So Matt Moore, stay tuned for that. Around New Year's, we try to end our year with like our top 5 guns that year. I've actually been kind of setting some aside. So yeah, we'll do a top 5 favorite firearms.
5 guns down 5 sides rolling over Graven.
ZPAP 92 underfold or side fold. Dude, underfold all day.
Yeah.
We don't.
It's just right.
Yeah.
On a Zastava, in Yugoslavia, now Serbia, they love themselves. They put an underfolder on a freaking RPK, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Underfolders. You gotta go underfolder.
Let's see if we got anything.
Fun story about that real quick. I put an underfolding stock on my M92, and my gunsmith said, whatever fucking moron said this steel is soft doesn't know what they're talking about. Apparently, he broke a lot of bits trying to go through the thing on that.
Somebody said do a couple more 10-hour videos, makes work go by faster. We definitely, I'll be pushing him to do those. I don't think I'll have to twist his arm very hard. Good place to get an LMT AR-10. Wait it out, man. I think there's going to be some decent deals for higher end guns. If you've kept up with LMT, I've built 2 lowers in the last couple of months. Their parts are all sold out, as was LaRue, which are the only 2 compatible AR-10 cuts that can go with each other's uppers.
Well, no.
Not only 2. You're right.
You could buy Knights.
You can.
It would cost you like $8,000.
Nothing bad about Knights. Just go spend $5,000 for an upper. But I think honestly,
it's like someone looked at HK and went, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, hold my beer. Let's put a cheesy logo on there and get operators to support it. Just wait, man. There will be good chances to get higher end guns like that at decent prices in the next 6 months.
I would say my tactics for hiring guns: decide what you're willing to pay and what you're not.
Yep.
Be prepared. Have the money. Don't pontificate. Don't ask for layaways. Have the money ready because cash talks.
Well, and here's the thing too, is really ask yourself why you want it. Are you wanting it because you've seen some YouTube videos, or are you wanting to truly reach out and have a reliable gun for hunting or just an overall round shooting daily? I mean, ask yourself those questions, then look, because what I do is I'm ADD and he's not. He's chill and can wait 2 years for guns. I make decisions in 5 minutes. If I want it, I buy it. And I've done that on a lot of guns that I probably wish I would have chilled off and really got a better deal or waited. So just hang in there, look for LMT AR-10s, maybe comment on the next video we do about those, and maybe we can point you in the right direction. Because
I mean that there's often pretty good Black Friday sales, and sometimes there's like year-end overstock sales. And I don't know what the British military is doing, but if they're maybe drawing back on their orders because they're no longer in Afghanistan, maybe LMT will have leftover production capacity.
it's a good way to look at it.
And finally, after stuff, it seems like industry's kind of catching up. And I don't mean the big things. What was really slowing down like the AR-15 industry was like stupid small things like port doors and hammers and stuff. There was such a backlog of the small but vital parts, but that seems to have ended now.
True. Nate asked, what would you choose for 308 AR platforms, LWRC, LMT, or HK? I want to talk on this for a minute as an accurate shooter. So I'm an avid coyote hunter. I go 2-3 times. I got a bobcat Friday. I got 3 coyotes Friday constantly. I can speak for HK at not shooting and taking ridiculously long shots that they are stupid accurate.
Now, I think he's asking about the 7.62 HK.
He is, yeah, 308. That's why I say I shoot the 5.56 223. But speaking on their behalf, I would go with LMT or HK. But the HK stuff has been extremely accurate in their AR platform. I've had really good luck. I'm talking 400, 500, 600 yard shots that are pretty ethical kills. So
yeah, and if you are in it for accuracy, the MR 5.56, the MR 7.62, yes, they're not true HK 416, 417s, but they are more accurate than 416.
Well, that's what they're built for.
Exactly.
They were built for precision.
They are exactly what they are. They are meant to be quite sharp rifles.
And ask yourself, what are you using it for? Just like what Misha said. Are you going to use it as a primary hunting rifle? Are you
I would say too. Remember HKs in 7.62, they take their own mags.
They take their own proprietary mags. So that is a
which means
big
that's
one.
Another chance for HK to bill you like $100 for a piece of plastic.
HK is good at that, but man, when it works, and I feel really good about it.
Well, and if you're spending $5K for a gun, what's an extra bit for the mag? And I say that owning a G36, which is one of the dumbest purchases I've ever made. I love it.
If you want my honest opinion on the regular MR 7.62 or the long rifle package, my daily driver for daytime is a 308 and it's 18-inch. Now that can on it makes a really long rifle, but I can do sub MOA groups when that barrel is smoking hot, all within 1 inch. Matter of fact, let me show you real quick.
No,
not the gun.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I'm showing him. So this was with my
he's doing a live stream.
LMT. These were all different ammo types, and this is the groups I was getting, and that was after warming the barrel up. So I can tell you right now, LMT and the 18-inch, it's really good stuff. So whatever that means, but
18's a good length for 308.
I think 18 is good because honestly, you're kind of going to feel weird with a 16-inch 308 for shooting out because it's just going to feel like a regular AR 16-inch.
Yeah. Well, and that way. I definitely wouldn't go below 16.
Is actual 7.62 or is it cheaper than 308?
What is?
I don't know. Is it actual 7.62 or is it cheaper than 308? Regular 6.2 or I don't know what he was saying there.
I thought he was asking about the caliber difference, but then he said cheaper, and I'm not sure. Sorry.
As a collector, I actually like proprietary mags. That's one way to look at it. If you collect, proprietary mags are good.
Here's the deal with me. I have a lot of older 308 guns, 7.62 guns, M14, BM59, FAL, L1A1, SETME, G3. You see my problem? I have enough 308 mags. I'm kind of over it. I don't mind. I don't need all my guns to use the same mags. That's boring. I agree. But I've got like 7 different 308 mags. Enough's enough.
Yep. Keep the live short so people will be wanting them more. I like that comment
Well,
too.
we're together. Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And we're sleep deprived, so I don't even know what day it is. We could have been here today. I don't know. I might have still left myself just sitting. I don't know. It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I think we have. Yeah, we're gonna adjust these live streams up. This was just a unique time when he was down at my place
Yeah.
and we were in the same area, so we wanted to test it. But yeah, guys, I mean, we've gone live for a little over 2 hours. It's what I would call a school night. That means that the alarm clock goes off really early for my daughter and myself and everybody in the house. But um, where are we at now? We're at the Fox Den. So this is where we film.
How about we say this? No more questions. We'll
Yeah,
wrap up any that are remaining.
yeah.
Just cut off here. But we'll answer if anyone's got anything we need to answer towards the end.
Yeah, we'll do a little wrap up here. Thanks for the question, guys.
Helping out because everyone helped out, kind of us iron this out.
Yeah, this was awesome. This was a first good live stream. We will have a mic set up next time, and more than likely we won't be together, but I will have a film here, and Misha will be able to chime in, so I'll be able to type and see the screen and read comments, so I can relate to Misha.
Yeah, I'll probably just have my regular mic on that I wear for the videos. I did actually bring that boom mic. We were trying to keep it simple, and to be fair, when we did the playback, it sounded pretty good. But yeah, that's what happens. You get over the internet, things get a little muddled and muddy, and
yeah, for sure. And guys, please drop comments. Go to the Patreon if you can. I know things are kind of changing where Patreon isn't the big deal. But yeah, we'll stay in touch.
Any more questions that came in before? Or we got...
I think everything's in here. Just a lot to appreciate the content. What state are we in? Just simple.
Can't you tell?
Arkansas. Can you not hear it in our voice? We're in the natural state. There's my werewolf.
Home of Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, home of Billy Bob Thornton, and right below Brad Pitt. He was born in Missouri. So, yeah, guys, thanks for everything. You want to say anything else?
No, I think we're kind of wrapped it up. Yeah, we'll probably,
I liked it. It felt good.
We'll probably try to do another one pretty soon to make sure we get all the kinks ironed out. Plus, if we wait too long, we'll bump into Thanksgiving, and that's the point.
We'll make them a little shorter, and we will actually do topic ones where we announce we're going to put it on the actual channel. We'll do a countdown hey, Thursday at 7, tune in. So we'll give you guys
around the mouse today. So first off, we know how soon we'll be back, and secondly, how easily it would go. Yeah, computers.
Yep, you got it. But yeah, please fill us in on what you guys want to see in the future videos. We'll touch on this one more time. We sometimes just don't feel creative. It's hard to make videos when nothing's new out, and you don't want to just be talking for the hell of it. But yeah.
No, you really don't. You need to say something. Of course, and that makes content that people can revisit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing too. If you get too current, too newsy, that video might do well now, but in 2 years, of what value is it?
Yeah, when people look back on
I did have one thing I was going to tell here. An idea I had, and I think I will do it, is going back and picking a few videos that I thought were either funny or turned out well from our past catalog, nearly 1,400 videos, and re-uploading them with editorial comments, either like an intro, outro, something basic, or even like doing like a director's cut narration. Because there's some videos that I feel would be of interest if people know they existed. They'll ask me about a gun, and I'll be like, "Well, we did a video on that 2 years ago." Kind of in that way, it's kind of it's okay. It's a clip show. It's reruns, but hey, if it works for CBS, it can work for us too. But I thought that would be a way to still stay visible and maybe drum up some stuff. And there are some guns that we just don't have anymore. One I really want to revisit, but we just don't have the gun, is the Remington M24.
Oh yeah.
That I wish we had more time with that gun. Those are really cool, but we could revisit it and do some commentary on it.
Yeah.
Or maybe the 50 BMG, the Barrett. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
So we might do that as the holiday season rolls on, and then just sprinkle in some new stuff in live streams in between. It's a thought I had.
Yeah, no doubt. Rob Ski was also almost on, but COVID hit. So we are very much Misha's connected to Rob Ski pretty well. But yeah, we thought about doing some collabs with folks. So we're eventually going to
We
look
did
in.
with
Yeah.
9-hole.
9-hole, and then a
The
clay
big problem
cove.
with Henry is whenever we get on the phone, it's like 3 hours later, and we're still on the phone.
Yeah, once you really 9-hole's great, and once you get on with these guys, just like right now, 2 hours goes by like that.
Yeah.
And it's I remember when I first listened to like the Rogan podcast, I'm like 3 hours for a podcast, and you listen to it and time's gone. But yeah, I think we'll get ready to close this out. I'm really pleased. We'll go through and make some adjustments. And
I still want those fried taters though.
fried taters on a cast iron skillet.
I think you just want to eat the cast iron skillet,
dude, or hit you in the head
You're
with
like
it.
Jaws from James Bond.
Just a bite out of it.
Yeah. Who thought that was a good idea to give him a love interest?
I mean,
in space.
Pierce Brosnan.
Who?
What was it? Pierce? What was
That was Roger Moore, man.
Well, I know, but what's the new? What was his name? Pierce Brosnan. Wasn't he the? He was my generation's of double.
Pierce. Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, he did the 4, GoldenEye and World's Not Enough, and the really bad one I would just try to forget.
Awesome. Well,
awesome
guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna get some shut eye since we've been up for 2 days now. This is Fox.
This is me.
We'll catch you next time.
Let's see if we can screw this up at the last minute. Bye, guys.
See ya.